agree with what you were saying, Laurent. He's been lying for a long time. I just didn't know how long he was lying. But when this man said that on one hand, yeah, you have to wear a mask, and then the next minute he's changing his tune. Oh, you don't have to wear a mask. I don't even know what gain of research or gain of function research is, but it sounded like he was lying because just the way he was trying to avoid making direct statements is definitely a red flag to me. Like, he can't give a definite answer. And it seems like every time he opens his mouth, he's only saying what is convenient for him, and what's convenient for an agenda. So I definitely think that he was lying and that he perjured himself based on what the definition I heard of what gain of function research is. Now let me ask y'all a question. Where did Senator Paul get that definition from, Dr. Fauci?
Well,
like, did he find it on a website, or was it something he said, or do y'all know?
I believe that it's in the NIH. It's on their website.
Yeah.
And what I had shared in the comments
Mm-hmm.
was.
I kind of thought so, because there's something else that Dr. Fauci has been lying about that I want to put on the table for people to talk about. There are many solutions other than getting the jab to confront this virus. Now, me personally, I have been on a vitamin regimen.
Hold on, Al, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, before you go further,
Okay.
just house rules real quick. We don't want to get anything taken down, and you're good so far.
Okay.
Just make sure, replace some of the words. What the Cody is. You probably know what the vacation is. So, just in places where it needs to be switched up, be sure to switch it up.
Okay, I'm going to try my best. I have no idea what none of those words mean.
Well, the Cody is what's going around right now.
Okay.
Right.
The 19.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And the vacation, or you can call it the vindication if you want, either one. That's getting mandated.
Oh God.
I
Okay.
hear this, man.
Okay. So there are many solutions to deal with this issue. And one issue that came up was something that was mentioned some time ago. And because of what y'all just said, I won't bring it up unless y'all allow me to. There is a article on the NIH website dated August. Let me see. I want to say it's August 22nd, 2005. There's this argument going on right now about whether or not a certain solution works for the virus. If y'all go to the NIH website, y'all can see what solution it is I'm talking about. Type in the date. And this is one main thing that Dr. Fauci has been lying about, is whether or not this works to prevent the virus or whether or not it works to treat the virus.
Keep talking.
Yep, there it is. And so if y'all read that, y'all can see what it is for yourselves. I'm not going to say it, but y'all can see what it is. Y'all can go there and read it. But in there, it says specifically that it works as a treatment, and it works as what they say is called a prophylaxis, which is a preventative method, which means that we have always had a solution to the coding. I think y'all caught it. We've always had a solution for it. That's just one of many solutions. And before y'all started y'all's podcast tonight, I actually seen a video where a Dr. Judy Mikovits, and I can send Laurent, you and Will that video. I think I sent it to Will already, but I can send it to you, where she is actually talking about other things that Dr. Fauci and the FDA have been lying about for years, since like the 1980s. Different things that could be introduced as ways to actually cure a lot of things. And many people have died because Dr. Fauci and the FDA are gatekeepers, excuse me, to whether or not certain medications and different things like that get approved. And so I'm glad y'all are having this radio. I'm glad y'all are having this discussion tonight. I just wanted to add my 2 cents. And I really hope that the American people and the American public can see for themselves. Because I don't foresee him getting fired. I don't foresee him, losing his job, but I just hope that the American people can see for themselves when they do the research that not only is the information that is being, I guess, hindered from the American people, a lot of lives have been lost.
You're absolutely right. And that's what we talk about when it the noble lie. They named the lie and they say noble lie. So it's okay to not tell the truth to the American public because they feel like they know more than what we know.
Well, I feel like that's no different. I feel like that. Well, that's what I feel like people who have a certain type of political ideology do. They want to euphemize, and what I mean is try to use light wording to soften the blow of what they say or don't say, or what they do or don't do. I mean, what you just said is no different than when Jada Pinkett said that she got into an entanglement. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she did. She euphemized her actions and made light of it because she was avoiding taking responsibility. I got nothing but love for Will and Jada, but that was not one of her best moments right there. And that's what Dr. Fauci was doing on the stand just now. Whenever you played the video, he was going around making direct statements. And that's another thing that's going on. If y'all pay attention to people, they do a lot of not making direct statements. They do a lot of beating around the bush. They do a lot of just not telling the truth. And so for those of you who are watching, just do your research. There are other websites out there that aren't being censored and stuff like that, where y'all can see some actual evidence of the stuff that's going on.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? Have either of you guys ever been caught in a lie before?
Yeah.
And in the midst of it, a lot of our answers, sometimes they're stupid answers to be honest. It got to the point where, I forgot who made the song, but he was talking about cheating, and he said it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Shaggy.
Yeah. So right in front of her, like it wasn't me, or I think the Richard Pryor joke, like, who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
I got to start using that one. Bring that one back.
But that's what they're basically saying. Like, it's like you can go on the NIH website and you can see a lot of this. Like, come on, believe me. You don't believe me or what you're reading. And I know that Rand Paul, he's not a virologist or anything like that, but he is a doctor, albeit an eye doctor. But a lot of the stuff in medical school that they learn, they have to go into biology big time because they have to know how the body works. And then they go and they specialize from there. So a lot of the terminology, if I were to say certain things to someone, whether they're a foot doctor, whether they're a heart doctor, if I say one of these 5-syllable words, they'll most likely know what it is. They may not know exactly how to treat it if it's not their, specialty, but they'll know the language. And that's the thing about it. So you can't play these games with other doctors, and, they're getting exposed. I just don't know if the world's going to.
Well, yeah, they're messing with dogs. They're messing with animals now. So I think another group's going to start coming after them. They're funding all these experiments, and now they're
Yeah, I mean, my
experiments
thing
on
is
the
this: I
children.
encourage everyone.
We see you in
Bit of
the.
a delay. I just want to encourage everyone before I go that I encourage everyone to do your research. Do your research. I don't plan on. I don't plan on using nothing else other than the vitamins that I've been taking to confront the virus. I encourage everybody to do their research. I encourage everybody to really take a look at what's going on and remove your political bias and to really look at facts for what they are. Facts. You know what I mean? Like, we should not be allowing our feelings and our biases to dictate how we're going to perceive a thing and how we're going to respond to everything that's going on in society. If we get away from objectivity, there's going to be a lot of confusion that takes place. And so we have to keep and hold as a value objectivity, facts, and truth. We have to. It's important.
Good stuff. All right, man. Appreciate it. We gotta get to our next caller, man. Is there anything you want to promote or anything, or?
You know what? Just on Facebook, Cal Rob Describe. That's my page. That's where I talk a lot about God and just try to encourage people. So I encourage everybody to follow that. Other than that, everybody just have a blessed night, and I'll continue to tune in and
you was breaking up.
In the comments.
Well, real quick, repeat it one more time. You was breaking up.
Oh, sorry. So, Cal Rob Describe on Facebook. That's my Facebook page, not my profile, but my page. Y'all probably haven't seen me post on there in a hot minute, but I'm about to start posting stuff on there, some reflections, some things that I'm learning just from the Word of God and what's going on in my life. So follow that. There's a lot of good stuff on there now that I think will help people tap into their relationship with God and really have a more in-depth, intimate relationship with God. So just follow me on there, and I look forward to getting y'all some more content on there soon.
All right, cool. And what we'll do is we'll put your banner up during the show real quick. We'll get to that. Nah, we appreciate you, man.
Okay.
All right, real quick before we get Ashton on there. It's just interesting because and like I said, I'm not going to talk about now. I did like one thing that he said, and I agree. I am not anti-vacation, but I am anti-mandate. I'm not. I think you should be able to have the right to choose whatever you want to do. So that's my take on it. And I mean, it's a lot of paper trail, man, that no one's really talking about. Allegedly, this stuff was going on with this gain of functions for a while since 2008 when what they call the Batwoman allegedly in Asia, and they were going over there getting samples from them, getting bit and everything. And there's a video, and we can pull that up. It's on YouTube when Obama in 2015 he was saying that there's going to be a airborne vacation coming, and he said it, and they stopped funding it around that time. They stopped funding this gain of function that was going on in this lab in Wuhan. Now, it's just so interesting because now they sued, I think it was Congress, I don't know, you could correct me, but they sued the NIH. And that's why all this information is coming out now. And come to find out, they were funding the dogs, the treatments on the dogs, which we'll talk about in a second, in Africa. That was North Africa.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give Ashton the floor. Okay, Swanee said 2004. Obama said that. Yep, 2004.
What's happening? Can y'all hear me?
2014. Sorry, I hear you good.
Yep.
How's it going?
Good, brother. It's good to see y'all finally. To make sure I'm in the focus here for me. All right, just want to make sure I can see where I'm at. So,
real quick, do you have any headsets or something? We hear a little background noise. You have anything?
Oh, you do? All right, hold on. Let me. Oh well, I don't know how well that'll work out.
All right. Well, I guess we got to deal with it then.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that for you. Hold on.
This guy comes on here with the nicest fades ever.
Oh man, I'm actually disappointed in this one. I had to go to a different person that didn't do what I prefer, but I'm working on it. Let me figure out the sound problem. If I turn it down some, will that change anything? I don't know. I might have to go on my computer to do that.
All right. This is around.
Okay.
Give you a minute.
Yeah. I'll come back in.
Okay. I'll get you. 1 second. But yeah, Swanee was talking about 2014 when he said it. So that everybody knew this was coming. Go ahead.
It's really coincidental because if you remember back in 2002 and 3, you remember what the big thing was back then. This was while Bush was in office. About like anthrax, because they were starting to talk about chemical warfare, and the anthrax was going through the mail and all those things. Then you fast forward to around what Swanee's talking about, and all of a sudden you got Obama, you got Bill Gates. He did a TED talk talking about a pandemic that's going to hit the whole world. So there's a lot of coincidental stuff. We jumped from what we thought was going to be like a spray that goes through the air to it's just something. It's just flying through the air.
Okay, let's get Swanee G on.
All right, I got you. I think I clicked it.
Here they go, my brothers.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Y'all bringing that heat tonight?
Oh man, bringing that heat while I'm watching this game, baseball game, man. I got on the right hat tonight. Houston winning.
Listen, you a bandwagon dude, man.
Ooh, ain't I?
All good.
Fair weather. Oh, what you want to talk about?
Oh man, I mean, listen, y'all already know my thoughts on Fauci and his purger. So I don't know where to start. Let me just say this. They have been feeding us lies for so many years that unfortunately many of the people are starting to believe them. And that's the problem. So, we got to really turn that around and control the narrative so we can change the narrative. Because there have been so many lies told, and it sounds so good. Our current president, can sing so good. It sounds so good, and he can say the American people, he can say we the people, he can say all kind of things that'll get the emotions out of people right into the trap. I always say, and I believe Malcolm X said it, years ago. The difference between a wolf and a fox. Just because a fox shows his teeth, people think he's smiling, right? And so when that occurs, we fall right into the trap of just believing everything that we hear, just because it's on a certain network. These networks are all owned by the same group of people. It's all propaganda. Propaganda started way back in the day, from the beginning of this country. And so propaganda is a tool that's used to manipulate and deceive people. And it's been working because people are fearful of what's to come instead of having their faith in what they say they believe in, which is our creator. And so because of that, so many years of that, people are just taking a jab. and completely in fear of the Cody, like there's not other solutions. We've been living for hundreds of years, and we've overcome almost everything just by eating the correct foods, taking the right vitamins if we take vitamins, eating our fruits and vegetables. That's what it's all about. It's all about the correct diet. And if we can live and discipline ourselves and choose the foods we eat, we all can be healthy, and that can save everything.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, how do you switch me? I like being on the end.
The switcheroo.
Boom, perfect timing.
Oh,
You can do that?
you got me in the middle.
Oh, good stuff, man. Let me move over this way. That was good stuff. You want to respond to that, Will?
Oh man, well, hey, you know I'm on a mission right now, and I'm gonna just say a quick disclaimer, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say, guys. We are not saying that Cody's not real. We're not saying vacations don't work or anything like that. We're not doctors. Go to your doctor, but what we are talking about is public policy, and nothing but that. So when you get into mandating something, that's public policy. And that it's not necessarily right. And I'm on a mission right now. I've been telling people we got to get healthy and stay healthy, because in my opinion, as well as a lot of doctors, that is the best way that you can fight a plethora of sicknesses, of diseases, viruses. Of course, there's going to always be things that you can't really control, but you're going to why not give yourself the best chance? That's what I say at the end of the day. Why not give yourself the best chance? And if you don't like broccoli, you might like peas. If you don't like peas, you might like carrots or something of the sort. But there's always something for someone. There's jackfruit out there that they're doing imitation chicken. All sorts of stuff. But guys, let me do my Bill Clinton.
Hey, don't eat that imitation chicken.
Well, did you ever have jackfruit before? I'm not talking about the tofu. I'm not interested in that, but it's pretty malleable. It can change into a couple of different things. It can be.
Or come down south and get your farm and chase your chickens.
Yeah,
That's right.
You gotta break their necks though.
Hey, you get them crazy, excuse my language, crazy white dudes down here to do it. They'll do it just fine. They kill the deers. My wife, she
Listen,
get a lot of
we got-
vegetables. Good.
Oh, that's cool. But we got farms right next to the steel mill. Up here in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
We get all that steel mill air quality in the vegetables in the farms in Braddock, Pennsylvania.
I was about to say that. Them zucchinis probably like a foot long, huh?
Man, they crazy long, man.
I got the Simpson power plant up there. The fish with 3 eyes. No.
Aston, we see you there. Just give us a second here. Now, what do you think about the Louisiana, the dads on duty? What do you think about that?
And that's dope. You know what I mean? And I hope it sticks around.
Hold on, before the record, I saw you
Yeah.
posted. That's why we was like, we gotta get that on the show. But go ahead.
Yeah, man, that's a dope thing. And the problem is it doesn't get the national attention that it deserves. And this has been a problem for 50, 60 years. The black man in this country is not lifted up as something good. And this is a definition of that. We've been here the whole entire time, although, the majority of us have been going to jail and prison for non-violent offenses, but that's a whole nother story. But to see dads step up and do something and to create a program that they can walk through the schools and just be there for moral support, for any kind of support. You know, when we stand up as men in this country, it goes a long way. So there's, I believe, 42 men right now. Just imagine if that's stretched across this country. We can do so much good. And I think this is a start of something amazing and something great. So my hat's off to those gentlemen that stood up and had the courage to stand up and do something that's never been done on this type of level before. Although we have great teachers in some of the schools, we need the people in the community, which is very important. And we always talk about where it starts. It starts right there in the household. Then it goes in the community and then the schools. And so dads on duty, shout out to y'all. We need more of that. And I'm so proud of men that's able to do that. And it's very encouraging and inspiring. And I hope we can still push that. I'm going to share with that video. I'm going to share it to everybody because everybody needs to see it.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Real quick. Is there anything else you want to leave us with or anything like that?
Yeah, real quick, back to the back in 2014, we went back to the Cody situation. President Obama was talking about this and giving a warning about what's to come. And it was very clear what was coming. And back in the 80s, and Dr. Fauci, I don't know if he's a doctor or not, but anyhow, he was a failure when it came to the AIDS pandemic or epidemic. And so he is guilty, period. He needs to step down and resign immediately. He does not deserve to be in that position. He has failed the American people. He has lied to the American people. It's time for him to go. And, you know, these warnings have been in place for many years. And now we're just starting to see that. And he's doing it again. And, you know, to all the research and what they're doing with animals now, what they've been doing with animals, they've been doing that for years now. And so, yeah, so it definitely needs to be exposed, and Fauci needs to step down immediately.
Good stuff. Shots fired. Get him out of there.
Gotta go.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
We gotta get to our next caller. But you know, we always appreciate your wisdom on the show, man. You definitely help us out. Stuff that we don't know. We always need some people smarter than us, man.
My big brother's up next, man. I gotta talk to him. I'm gonna get him in the comments though. That's my man Ashton.
All right, Swan.
All right, peace out, brothers. I'll be tuned.
Man. Oops. Yeah, Swanee, man. We always need somebody smarter than us on here, man, because we two doofuses, man. We need some smart energy there, man. Real quick before we get Ashton on, definitely want to promote one of our sponsors. Here we go.
Check out one of our sponsors, afjcworldwide.com. That is afjcworldwide.com for our latest apparel, homeware, and drinkware. Definitely get a shirt for your husband, wife, doesn't matter. Again, check out afjcworldwide.com.
Yeah, we got some Let's Go branded shirts. We got some other stuff on there, man. So check us out, afjcworldwide.com. And real quick before you get on, I wanted to play this because, you know, we always talk about leaders in our community, and Malcolm X talked about it years ago. You know, about entertainers trying to sell whatever the establishment is saying. You know, we had a few times recently where Shaq came out, Charles Barkley came out, said you're stupid if you don't do this. You had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And what's interesting to me is back in the day, these are the people who was against establishment. You had Howard Stern was against establishment, but now he's part of the establishment. And hear what Malcolm X said back in the day.
Baseball players Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Still going on today, right? Yes. Let's get a S on it 1 second. Yeah, you're back.
All right. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Man, you sound good.
All right. Excellent. I wanted to make sure I got in here and everybody can hear me. All right. Well, first, thank you all as well for bringing me on. I definitely always like to come in and, add some extra energy to the podcast and to the radio, and just give some extra, point of view. So I had a lot to say. First, it's funny, I was going to say the same thing. I wanted to make sure we spoke on here, but I know we'll have to come back to it a different day. But believe me, I was ready today. I was looking for the information and that we had got last time. So we'll come back to that another day. But in the meantime, even going back to what you had just said, Laurent, about a lot of the people, it's like Charles Barkley, Kareem, Howard Stern. I saw that all talking about Kyrie and other people, and it just, like I said, it blows my mind because it becomes a situation where you, as an individual, are telling somebody else what they should or should not put in their body. That, regardless of what it is, like with the Cody or not, like that should not even be the situation. And when you're at a place where they're speaking so strongly about it, as if they 100% know, that's what blows my mind about all this, is the level of confidence that people are talking as if anybody has a for sure answer. Like, right. Nobody does. Everyone's opinion is really irrelevant because we don't know. This is all speculation, right? Because there's not been enough time to go past to even verify any statement, good or bad, right? So, I always think it's strange that people are coming at, Kyrie for trying to stand up. And I think I talked about this on our last time I was here. One of the people that I know that was fired as a result of this, really started a movement. And with that happening, this lady has really taken over, out here in the Texas area, done a lot of great things. And for me, one of the things that I look at when it comes to expanding and, all the people that I work with in terms of my clients and business growth is we want people to be able to have their own choice. And we don't even like the fact that not only is the mandate affecting people that are not employed, but the people that are employed, the nurses that are on the front lines helping people when there was no, vacation. Okay. And now the vacation's available, but it's like you're letting go of the people that were there when there was no vacation. Literally and figuratively, there was none. They had to work harder than ever at the time. So it just blows my mind that we're even dealing with this problem. And I think that people need to really look at anytime we allow the big hand, I'll say, determine what you put in your body and then they force it upon you on something that they don't even 100% know for a fact. Like, if they don't know, why do you think you know? That's what blows. Like, why do you feel confident? Like, anyone that's saying this is the way you have to do it, how do you know that? Can you put your life on the line and verify that? No, because neither can they. So how do you know? If they don't know, how do you know? When they did the mandate and they made it where a lot of the employers were basically signing like a waiver form saying that they're not held liable for what happens. And I'm sure you all saw I did a video on this topic yesterday. And actually, I made this video like a month ago, but I finally got it done and edited. But the point of that video was talking about this exact issue, is that when they did this mandate, they made it where the basic employers are not responsible. So if you have staff members that have been working with you for years, that helped you build your business, and then you have to look them in the eye and say, hey, either you do this or you got to go. Like, that's a tough call to make. The people that were there when you didn't have anything, people that, you know, a lot of times you couldn't make payroll and they still stayed with you. Now you got to let those people go. The people that worked hard for your company to build your business up, you got to let those people go. That's a tough situation. Now, a lot of business owners made that choice. They said they didn't care. It's all business at the end of the day. But again, the other side of that is all these people that, like, for example, the nurses, that they got school loans. They took out school loans. Doctors took out school loans to go to school just to do this job. And it doesn't matter how good they did at school, how many hours they sacrificed to get where they needed to be a doctor, to be a nurse, or whatever position, surgeon, whatever you want to call it. For it now to come down to the Cody and a vacation.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter, you know, that all that, and they still have the same random mortgage that due every month, the car notes due every month, cable bill, light bill, all that's due every month, just like everyone else. But we don't care, because you didn't take the vacation that we don't even 100% know about either. But we're telling you we do to sound confident, but at the end of the day, this is an experiment.
Did you see what happened in what company was that? Southwest Airlines?
Yeah, I heard. I heard about a lot of people leaving and so forth. I don't know all the details. Maybe you want to enlighten me a little bit. But I heard about a lot of people leaving and flights got canceled.
Yeah, I believe. Well, I mean, Will know better than I do, but I think they a couple people just basically boycotted. Is that true, Will?
Yes.
Prior to
the pilots, so that's really important. Game 1 second, clear my throat. But yeah, the people who are flying the plane, you can't really get around that. There's no one that can replace them, and even if you have new students, coming out, they have to have hours under another pilot anyway. So the thing that we need to do is people who are in those type of positions of influence need to, if we're in a position where they're, firing people because of it, I would say this, like I said last week, whether you took the vacation or not, if you are for what's right, if you are for freedom, what people are putting in their bodies, then you need to jump on board, and you guys need to organize something and protest it, because they're going at this thing of saying, okay, well, you have the right to refuse it, we have the right to fire you. And just like Ashton had said, a lot of people have, put a lot of effort in this. Imagine if they were saying, well, have, sex with me or you're going to get fired. You don't have to have sex with me, but if you don't,
right,
you get fired. There would be all sorts of lawsuits. That's how Me Too actually started. So all of us as Americans, we need to say, us too. We're not going to, take it literally.
Yeah, so I mean that's what happened. Southwest Airlines, and they start losing money, because the flights was canceled, and then so the CEO came out and said we're not going to mandate it anymore. So America, we need to look at that as a whole. There's 45%, I think, who didn't take it, and like I said, it's about choice. You know, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, you don't. I have a lot of family members that did it, but I don't think you should mandate something. And for the people who feel that way, we have to come together. You have to, because it's about money. Like, you know, look at the NBA. Shout out to Kyrie Irving and what he's doing, and people are going behind him to, you know, like Floyd Mayweather and all these other players are coming out. But there's people who took it. So it was like 90% people took it in the NBA, and it was like 10%, and they shrunk that down to size because they were scared they was going to lose all this money. And what happens is we start depending on these things that we live, you know, the way we live, we depend on it. So you basically fall in love with your lifestyle, and then they're like, they know this, right? So they're like, pick and choose. Like, you gonna feed your kid, or you gonna do this? You know, take this, you know, take the thing. So I mean, that's the problem. I think we were coasting too long, and people wasn't stacking up. They were living like grasshoppers, thinking that it wasn't going to happen. And now people's in a situation where they have to compromise their beliefs, which we're supposed to be protected with the you know, the amendments, but they're trying to destroy that. They're trying to take that out. They've been trying that for a while. And for the African Americans who support this, you got to understand that if they take out the amendments, the 14th Amendment is the reason why we can vote and do the things we want. So if they could take out the first one, what do you think they could do with the 14th? They're already trying to do the great replacement. Like, that's why I always say, like, even if you don't agree with it, you should always allow someone to do what they want to do. Don't do this majority rule, this tribal thing. That's dictatorship. You know, I don't believe in it. I'll tell you, I don't believe in abortions at all. But that's your right. If you want to do that, I just don't want to pay for it. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. This is America, man. Like, this is like I always say, this is the first time that the world ever done this. Before 1776, we had a king. Everybody had a king. This is the first time we let the people do it, and that's why we America moved so quickly. You know, with the success. You know, most people will say we have a lot of things to get over, but what I'm saying is this is the best place ever, and if we mess this up, we have no place to go. People talking about Africa, they trying to come over here. You go to South Africa and see what happened. They out there protesting. You know, so we gonna go over there. They getting shot by their police.
Yeah. Right. One thing people, you know, want to keep in mind, and why I say
maybe you go with Umar. Umar says good over there, huh? Go ahead.
Yeah, but for the people who took it, the vacation, who might think like, hey, it doesn't matter for me. Just think about back when slavery was going on, okay? Slavery would still be going on if the people who were not affected by it didn't actually decide to jump in and do something about it.
Good point.
You know, because they had no incentive.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Good point.
Yeah. But you got to keep in mind that's how, you know, get you know.
That threw me all the way off. Was that y'all?
I thought you were a ventriloquist, Ashton. I was like, man, he thinking out loud again.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Yeah, but you know, be alert, guys. You know, and you know, we got to do this together. You know, whoever's watching, we have to band together. It's supposed to be we the people. But go ahead, Ashton. It looked like you were about to say something.
Oh, well, first,
hey, where are the white women at?
Why you keep talking about that, Ashton? Come on now.
I don't know, man, well, that's the funniest thing. You got to send that to me. I'm going to start playing that randomly. I can just at Walmart just playing that randomly as I'm in line. Oh my God, it'd be hilarious. But anyway, so yeah, I agree with you 100%. Will, it's all about protecting your freedoms, and regardless of how you feel about vacation or not, freedom still has to be allowed. If we start allowing this to happen, what's going to happen next? You realize this was all a part of pushing the envelope. They said, okay, first we're going to see if we can get people to wear a mask. Then we're going to get all the sports shut down. And then we're going to make you stay in the house. See what you do about that. Now, when you're staying in the house, now we're going to cut down because as a result, jobs are going to be affected. So a lot of people are going to go out of business. What are y'all going to do about that? Now the final straw, or not the final, because I don't know what's next. The additional straw would be to, mandate a vacation. And there has to be some part of you that thinks this is not supposed to go this way. Regardless of how you feel about vacation or not, the force is just not a good idea. And especially if you don't know, for example, some of the main vacations that are needed for you when you're younger, right? You can also still not take those. There are people that don't get those either. Okay? I didn't get the flu shot ever in my life, not once. So I say this to you because we have to maintain that freedom. We have to maintain that choice. And to force anyone to put something in their body, that's a problem. And as a collective unit, as Americans or just people in general, we need to be united on this. And we can't let anyone force us in a situation that we shouldn't be in, because it doesn't make any sense. And if you're looking to grow, to continue to have freedom in your life, that's not going to be an option in the future if we let this one slide. Right. It's just like one day you see you go to school, you start your first day of school, and all of a sudden you meet some bully and he throws something at you. So you're like, oh man, he throws a piece of paper at you. Oh, it's okay, maybe he was just playing around. Next day he throws some food at you, and then a couple days later, then he throws a book. And then next thing you know, you got shot. Why didn't you handle it when he threw a piece of paper?
Good point.
Don't let it get to that point. If you keep letting these things happen to you, it's going to happen to you. And it's not a matter of trying to spread fear. It's about power. This is even bigger than money. Money would be too obvious. That's why I said this is about power. Because the one thing about this country, unlike other countries, is that we've been known for freedom, or at least the perceived freedom, right? So with that being said, if that's taken away, what's the point? Why are you even here? Because if you let this happen, what else is going to take place? Now we really going to be locked up. When someone can turn your job on and off when they want to, turn your health on and off when they want to, that's a problem. You should be in control of your own situation. So I'm not going to go too far. I know I can talk about this forever because I'm like completely just not cool with this force at all. That's why I have a hard time working for people. That's why I always do my own business, because I don't like being forced to do stuff. I just don't. Right. You know what I mean? That's how I am. Like, doing my business for so long, I can't handle it. So this is like the ultimate of not willing to do that forced situation. But I'm not, anti-vacation. I'm just not pro-mandate.
Good stuff, man. Is there anything you want to promote before you go?
I got too many things to promote, man. I don't want to, mess it up today, but I'm just keep it simple. AshtonWSanders.com. Check out the website. If you need help growing your business, scaling it up, getting funding, call me. I'm here and I'm ready to help.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. We thank you for coming on. And give me 1 second. Oh man, that was awesome, man. Good stuff. We got some sharp people on here today. It's always good to have some sharper people than you, than the host.
man. So
Yeah, that was dope.
you know, so I guess the verdict. What does everybody say? Guilty or not guilty with Fauci?
It's unanimous. Everybody on there say he needs to be prosecuted. You know, he needs to step down. That's what everybody said, man.
All right, guilty.
This dude really got a hammer.
Oh my God!
With that being said, great show, man. For the people on there, definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this video. Swanee says guilty. Yes. And Cal basically says part of the problem is people don't know the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Independence, nor do they know American history. That's a fact, and that's a whole fact right there. Definitely hit us up on the Cash App. Support this business. We're trying to grow this fearless, brave soldiers of TNJ Radio. We have a country to save. You know, mainstream media is not talking about this type of stuff. And we thank you, everyone, for allowing us to grow. We're growing at a pretty good rate. Yes. And first off, I'm going to just leave you with, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but Dave Chappelle, he had a response to corporate America and the LGBTQ community, and we'll leave you with that.
This film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about the close-up, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos and Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demand. I desperately want people to see this movie, but I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing. And you can judge for yourself, but you cannot have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much, and good night.
All right, with that, I'm going to end it, man. See y'all next week.